Got good news for you on Saturday, January 24th at 3 p.m. We will have a Florida number 16 Florida Gator matchup with Auburn Tigers. And it's always good anytime we play the Auburn Tigers because they are a rival, and it is always nice to beat them down. And the Gators are on a good streak right now, and it's at home, so that's something to be excited about. We've been on a bit of a hot streak lately, so looking forward to watching some Gator basketball. Really love our coaching situation there. Hey guys, what's up with you tonight? How are you guys feeling? What's up, Barbara? How you doing? But yeah, we got some big things, brewing here, and with the Swamp Report. I'm very excited about it. Our numbers are up to an all-time high. We're doing, really good numbers, and I'm really excited that everyone has, really been here to support the show. And thank you for taking the time to support the show. So, but like I said, this coming Saturday, we do have a matchup with Auburn. At the basketball court, and that's always a good place. That is at 3 p.m. I don't know if that's Central Standard Time. That's the time we're on, but that's something I'm looking forward to, seeing. So, Boogie Flan's starting to play a lot better. Xavier Lee's playing better. We're looking like a lot better basketball team, but our basketball team is not anything I'm worried about. We have one of the best coaches in the country, and when you've got a great coach, you're going to have a great team. So normally, as long as there's barring no catastrophes or anything like that. So. The Florida Gators wide receiver room in 2026 is definitely, looking really good. We got, a lot of new players through the transfer portal, not a ton, but we got some. Mainly the Georgia Tech wide receiver, he's pretty cool looking, but the guy we got from Auburn, that's definitely a plus. Anytime we can pull, that kind of talent, SEC talent, to run with, Dallas Wilson and, Brown and, things like that. It's definitely a good thing. So, how are you guys doing tonight? I can read the comments, so I'm just curious how you guys are doing because there's definitely people live in here. So, I don't know if you're lurking or you're wanting to say hello, but now's the time if you want to say hello. If you want to lurk, it's cool. Yeah, the chair is definitely going to be upgraded because if I hate the way that sounds, I know you guys do, so I definitely don't want to deal with that. So how's everybody feeling about, you know, the new coaching staff? We got, John Summerall at head coach, ex Tulane. He's got about 20 years of experience, anywhere from 4 to 5 head coaching experience. We got Buster Faulkner as offensive coordinator. Brad White as defensive coordinator. We kept Gerald Chapman. That's the only player that we kept from the 4-8 team. We got Chris Collins. He's the safeties coach. Joe Craddock is the quarterback coach. Marcus Davis, he's the outside wide receivers coach. Chris Foster, we got him on running backs. Jonathan Galante is our special teams coordinator. He brought some people over from Tulane to kick the ball. We've got Greg Gasparato is a linebacker coach. Bam Hardman. Now that's my boy. I'm excited to see what he brings to the table. Again, if you're on here live watching, it would be nice to say hello, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. Welcome to the Swamp Report, guys. We're going to cover a little bit of Gator football. I don't plan to get into a whole bunch tonight because it doesn't seem like many people are being responsive. It's kind of like if you watch the movie The Highlander, we've got the Watchers. So, Evan McKissack is the tight ends coach. The passing game coordinator is going to be Trent McKnight. He also is an inside wide receiver coach. We got Phil Trotwine. That's our, big offensive line coach. He played for the Gators. Trotwine is an epic coach to get. I'm happy about him. And Rusty Witt, the director of football performance, and Dave Caldwell is our general manager. Me personally, I'm excited about the fire of John Summerall. I see passion in him. That's exciting. Buster Faulkner is really the offensive coordinator. He is the guru of the offense, and that's who I'm most excited about. Yeah, John, you're here. That's cool, but I'm more excited about Buster. Defensive coordinator Brad White from Kentucky. That's cool. Gerald Chapman, having him back, that's always good too. But like I said, we've got basketball season on the horizon. We're in January now, so pretty soon we will be at February, and then we got March Madness, and it'll be great to see what we actually can do with our March Madness, because that's something that is going to be exciting to see. So I'm on the Gators website right now and just looking at some stuff here, and for some reason they've still got DJ Lagway on here. That's not been updated. All right, so checking some stuff out here. Yeah, so we have an easier schedule than we did last season. It's September 5th versus Florida Atlantic. We got September 12th versus Campbell. Those both games are in Gainesville. Against Campbell, they're the Campbell. It looks like camels, so that'll be fun to watch. We need two good games to start off the year that are easy and help us, knock it out there. So we're only 225 days, 1 hour and 26 minutes and 28 seconds away from that Florida Atlantic game. So Gator fans, get excited. The season's not that far away. 225 days of dealing with me. You can get there. And then we got Auburn. That's going to be in Auburn, Alabama, September 19th. We've got Ole Miss. We don't know what kind of Ole Miss team is going to show up for that game, because it's a totally different team than what they've had. Ole Miss is September 26th. We've got Missouri on October 3rd. We're playing Ole Miss at Gainesville. We will be going to Columbia, Missouri for October 3rd. And October 10th, we're going to be going to South Carolina. I'm sorry, they're going to be coming to Gainesville, Florida, but we are playing South Carolina. And also, I'm just checking, see if anybody has any comments or questions here, and I'm not seeing any yet. But just wanted to mention to you guys that after South Carolina, in Gainesville, we have Austin, Texas. We will be in Austin, Texas, playing at Texas. And then we play Atlanta, Georgia. We play Georgia on October 31st. November 7th, we will be versus Oklahoma in Gainesville. November 14th, we will be playing at Kentucky, Lexington, Kentucky. Also, November 21st, we will be playing versus Vanderbilt at Gainesville. And, not much to worry about ever, but November 28th, we play Florida State in Tallahassee, Florida. So, the schedule's favorable. Here's some, this is just no guarantees here. We don't even know what the rosters are, but Florida Atlantic, we can win that game. Campbell, we can win that game. Auburn, we can win that game. The tough part there is that it's in Auburn. Ole Miss, that's a toss up. It's in Gainesville. Missouri is going to be in Columbia, so that's going to be a tough one too. And South Carolina, that's one that'll be in Gainesville. We can win that one. Texas, it just depends on Arch's development and how much he comes along, And then Georgia, that's always a really tough game. The only thing that gives me hope about the Georgia game is the fact that we have Buster Faulkner. We have a lot of Georgia Tech players and staff and things like that. And they always play Georgia really good. So I think we can, they hate, our Gators hate, Georgia. The new Georgia Tech players coming from Georgia hate Georgia. So that might be a surprising win for the Florida Gators. And then, we've got Oklahoma in Gainesville. I feel good about that. The Kentucky game in Lexington, they are strapping up. I've seen them. They've got some good players, so I don't want to, make a ruling on that one. Vanderbilt, we should beat. And I'll go ahead and say we'll beat Florida State. So looking at the schedule without knowing any kind of, what's to come, as far as the structured, who's the quarterback, like, are we going to have a bunch of injuries, is the play calling really going to be as good as it's supposed to be, things like that. It looks like we'll definitely have a chance to do some things that we need to do on on offense. So Josh Humanes, don't tell me what to do on my podcast. Start your own podcast if you want to do that. My information changes. My opinions change with the information I get. I may have said some stuff here or there. So say what you want, but you can backpedal to your own podcast if you would like to. So gaining back the traction here, we've got a pretty clean slate. And, I want to clear one thing up. I don't hate John Summerall. People think that I hate John Summerall. No, I am a little bitter that we, messed up the Lane Kiffin hire because you can tell me what you want to tell me, but I don't believe John was second on the list or anything like that. I think he was more third or fourth down the list, and that's who we ended up with. I know there's, the stories that people love to spin, and that's great and all, but I just, he's a young coach with not a lot of head coach experience, so we'll see how this goes. I'm not going to totally hate on the man until, games are played and things like that. So I'm excited to see how this all, plays out. Like I said, the schedule is favorable for Florida compared to the last two seasons. I mean, Florida Atlantic and Campbell make it much easier. We got a bunch of home games here. And it's just looking good going into the next season. I'll definitely be at the orange and blue game. The only thing that would stop me would be work, so I'm definitely gonna have to beg and plead to get there. So all you guys that like to talk smack, hey, now's your chance to say hello to me in person. That'd be great. So just come up and say hello. And for the people that actually are, really cool people on here, definitely come up and say hello. That would be great as well. So let's see here. But yeah, like I said, Saturday we have Auburn and Florida. So, will the Gators continue to put up big numbers and, keep winning these SEC matchups? That's yet to be determined, but I'm excited to see how this plays out, uh, by this weekend. So, unfortunately, I'll be, at work per usual, but I'm going to catch what I can. So, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to clear that up for some of you guys that, you know, you see my comments on Facebook and you try to hold me to them. It'll be a 10-year-old comment and you're like, "Oh, well, you said this." No, my opinion changes with the information as it comes in, things like that. So, of course, there will be some going back and forth on ideas. That's what a smart man does. He don't just stick to one narrow-minded, thing for the rest of his life. He actually, takes information and rationalizes it and goes from there. So, but the countdown was, let's see here, we're 225 days away from Florida Atlantic. So um, it's not going by fast enough, but at least we've got college basketball, and we can, you know, get in deep into the tournament. I have, a good feeling about how we're starting to gel. Boogie Fland himself said that, we haven't even reached our ceiling yet, that we're getting there. So I'm excited about that part. And what's up, Justin? Good to see you in here, man. Hello. Nice to see you here, bro. Um, but yeah, man, just look out for some new Gator content. Next week, I should have a pretty big guest on that a lot of you guys will definitely recognize. So I'm looking forward to that. And, I got a few other people that I will be collaborating with over the next week or so. But, as football season has completely died now, it's going to be harder and harder to always bring, good information, so, and I don't like recycling every bit of information that, the next guy is saying at the same time, so I want to bring some original content, and some of the people that we're going to be bringing on here are really cool people, and um, I think you'll be excited to see who it is when it actually happens. And, we're working on some stuff over here to uh, grow the podcast and to get people involved. Anytime we do the call ins, make sure to call in. Tonight's not a night for calling in because it's going to be a shorter show. But I just wanted to come out and let you guys know, no, I don't hate Buster Faulkner. I've never hated Buster Faulkner. Why would I hate Buster Faulkner? He just won OC of the year. That would be silly of me. Um, as far as, our head coach, I'm just not ready to buy in, I mean, we do this every 3 to 4 years, and it's always the same thing. Everybody gets mad at everybody at the beginning. They're like, "Oh, why are you, talking about our coach, and things like that." And then next thing you know, they're doing it in year two. So it's just how it is. So I'm not going to, you know, I'm just not going to get my hopes up right away. I mean, the dude, he has great press conferences, he has great energy, but I'm just not ready to just, say, "Oh, I'm going to blindly follow this guy, into oblivion." So let's see how they handle the quarterback situation. I'm watching you guys. I'm watching you guys. You guys better make a fair competition out of that. It better really truly be, a battle of all three quarterbacks. I've heard Will Griffin. Really, only thing holding him back is, um, he just don't have the experience, and the junior GT. Philo has a little bit of experience, but not much more than Trammell. We had an experienced quarterback, but that is what it is. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, it can't get worse than 4-8. Billy checked out. He made sure we lost every game we could to get that 20 million, and you'll never be able to tell me otherwise. So I just wanted to, clear a few things up, tonight, and check in with you guys and just say hello. We need to get back on the, what happened to once a Gator, always a Gator? What happened to, if you were online and you're talking to, an opposing fan, then the other Gator fan, chimes in, and then you guys bash them together and things like that. But now it's just became chaos. It's like, okay, well, we're the Gator fans, but we're all like fighting, and it doesn't look good to opposing fan bases. They're just like, what are these guys doing? They laugh at it and everything else. So try to treat each other better. That's what I say. So if you notice, I don't sit around and dog people all the time, especially fellow Gator fans. So just wanted to try to get a little peace and love going out there about the game, like Lane Kiffin even had to say it. At the end of the day, it's just football, and it's, almost to the point of political the way it's tearing people apart, and we shouldn't let the game do that to us. But I just wanted to, say hello to you guys tonight and just give you my quick little swamp report. Nothing major. We got a basketball game to look forward to on Saturday, and the coaching, staff. I'm ready to be impressed. I'm ready to be wowed. I got you under my microscope. Have a great day, and as always, thanks for watching the Swamp Report, and go Gators. I forgot to mention our sponsors for the show. Since it was such a short show, I did not have a chance to do that, but you can get on Facebook anytime, and you can look up the. I'm sorry, give me one moment. It's been a hectic night, guys, but I did want to give you this opportunity in case you live in this part of Florida, the Panama City, Mariana, area. Um, Northwest Florida Pole Barns. Make sure to hit them up. They got a great owner. They've been taking care of Northwest Florida for 5 years. We offer, pole barn kits delivered and installed, so you can't beat that. You can call them at 850-326-4626. And also, once again, shout out to my barber at the Straight Edge. You definitely want to check him out. And finally, the other sponsor we have for tonight is Mobile Strength Company. He is a mobile strength training company. So basically, he'll bring all the weights and things like that to your house, so you don't have to go to the gym or something like that. You can just, get that done right there. He can come to you, and I don't have his number right at this second, but it is Mobile Strength Company. He is on Facebook and Instagram. So feel free to, do that. And I take that back. He is in Panama City, Florida. His number is 850-866-5158. And you can also hit him up on his email, let's get fit, just like it sounds, at Mobile Strength Co, which is just co.com. So yeah, definitely give these guys a call. I'm not steering you wrong. My son has seen some good gains off of working out with Mobile Strength Company, and everyone that I know that is getting these pole barns are really turning out great. So I just wanted to thank you guys for tuning in, and have a great day, and go Gators.